Welcome back to the Brand Innovation Summit in Chicago. I am joined here by Nick Wren, NASCAR's Managing Director for Gaming and Esports. We just had a long conversation about sports in the metaverse. And one thing I wanted to follow up on is, how important is gaming to Web3, and how is NASCAR starting to approach that?
Yeah, I think that gaming is a natural on-ramp to the metaverse. I think that one of the first things that the 3 billion people who call themselves gamers do is start to play games. So it's a natural idea to get people together and to get social around some sort of content. I think the other thing relative to Web3 is it's introducing concepts like play to earn, where I might own a piece of downloadable content that is mine forever. And I think the promise of the metaverse is that these walls will be broken down between platforms, and you'll be able to take Joe's avatar from Fortnite into Roblox, into Minecraft, into Grand Theft Auto, into NASCAR 21, whatever game you want to play. I think that's really interesting to think about.
Mm-hmm. One of your more successful early activations is Jailbreak, a game that's played on Roblox. Tell our viewers a little bit about how that game works and what some of the user numbers have been.
Yeah, so it's a little funny, but we'll call it sort of a Hasbro version of Grand Theft Auto, where it's just the gameplay mechanic is really simple. You're running from somebody and you're kind of pointing and shooting at somebody, and it's the easiest form of gameplay, which is why coincidentally first-person shooters are so popular, albeit it's presented in a really sort of family-friendly way. But they have a massive daily active user, I think anywhere between 8 and 10 million. They've built a really robust community, and the game is full of cars like Lamborghinis and Bugattis and other exotic vehicles. And when we were launching our next gen race car, we took it to Jailbreak and said, hey, we have a cool car that looks different, that sounds different, that would allow us to expose our form of racing, our type of racing, to a new audience. Within 8 days of that product launching, it was a limited time opportunity, but within 8 days, and I think we mentioned this on the panel, we had almost 24 million people play, which, if you look at some of the numbers of our largest event, from a viewership standpoint, it's roughly 2.5 plus the levels of engagement that we're able to get on that platform. Just really neat. So I think, like, for brands, as they look to activate in platforms like Roblox, you can go after big games and potentially collaborate in a really organic, authentic, high quality way. Or you could stand up your own virtual experience and be able to capitalize on this massive total addressable audience on the Roblox platform.
And when you talk about that, and I know that was a free game for others to play,
it was.
How do you balance that community building, brand loyalty versus eventual monetization?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think all of us, we're here because we're charged to bring in revenue, but I think that what we're seeing is there's an increased focus on building community. So we have a framework around culture, and culture leads to content. Content drives community building drives conversation, and conversation leads to commerce. So we have a really long-term mindset in this space, not one that we're looking to monetize now, but meeting the fans early, authentically, by not trying to sell them something, and hopefully over time getting them to recognize and pay attention to what we're doing in the real world. An interesting side note, though, I think there's going to be a time where the value and the impressions that we can create for our brand partners, for the league, could be just as great, if not equal, given network effects and just the number of people that are on mobile devices. It could be greater than what we see in the real world, and I think that's something interesting to think about.
Yeah, well, a very profound way to cap this off. Nick, thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.